Access to the infinite is mathematical. I talked about that. Knowledge is contingent on mathematical precision, right? Knowledge is contingent on mathematical precision, right? The more precise your mathematical ability, the more specific, and she uses the word precise, right? The more precise your ability to differentiate. Remember, we talked about the two modes, differentiation, integration, both of which, differentiation and integration, are themselves contingent on measurement, mathematics. The more precise your mathematical ability, the better a thinker you are, the more conceptual you can become, according to Rand. So here's the quote that she says, quote, "Man's mathematical and conceptual abilities develop simultaneously." Man's mathematical and conceptual abilities develop simultaneously, right? It's right, math, conceptual. As math increases, conceptual increases, right? There is a direct correlation between mathematical ability and conceptual ability. The greater a mathematician I become, the greater a logician I become, the more conceptual I become, the more abstract I can become. Okay, so as a last point, and here's sort of a Randian, layman's implication of her analysis. Contemporarily, and I've seen a lot of these videos, I've seen videos where they talk about, I can't remember what it was, but videos that talk about the difficulties that Americans have in doing the most mundane conceptual task, right? And this is not all Americans, right? But the difficulty that most people in America, especially in organizational business settings, have doing very, very basic conceptual tasks. Rand would say the reason why they have problems doing conceptual tasks is because they don't have a strong mathematical grounding, right? The stronger your mathematical grounding, the better you are at conceptualizing. The stronger your logical grounding, your mathematical grounding, your analytic thinking, your critical thinking. It doesn't have to be math in the abstract, super out there sort of logical analysis, right? It doesn't have to be that level of math. Just critical thinking, just critical thought, just a not rigorous analysis. The better you are at that, the better you will be at conceptualizing. But if you don't have a rigorous mathematical training or logical training, or even just on a very basic critical thinking training or analysis training, you're not going to be able to arrive at good concept formation. And the question is why? We recognize that we can't get to the conceptual level. UAL. We can't get to the conceptual level without unit identification, right? We need unit identification in order to get to the conceptual level. But unit identification is itself contingent on measurement, right? And we recognize that measurement is the standard in which we can talk about mathematics, right? So that we need to have measurement mathematics in order to be able to create units, in order to create a system in which we can standardize and justify our standards for a three-sided enclosed geometric figure with angles totaling 180 degrees, and use that to form the idea, the concept, triangle, right? We need to be able to identify units within the world, things within the world.